So, I guess it kind of looks like slate, where slate comes from. It's got, like 1, 2, 3, 4 edges if it was 2D, like a square, but then I can see there are different colors, like if you look at it quite hard, it looks like mainly 2 colors, but actually there is maybe 4 or 5 colors going on here. It's got cute little edges, multiple edges actually. If you look at it like a 3D thing, I like it. If you look kind of really close, it kind of looks like the ocean. Like kind of wavy, but also like a mountain. Turn it on its side a bit, could be the top of a mountain. Or a cliff, kind of looks like a cliff edge, yep, that you could jump off. What else? It's got lots of grooves, and it's super texture. Looks like it would be cold if I touched it. I like its little grooves. It's got a lot to look at if you really look at it. Yeah, I kind of want to touch it.
The image shows a picture of a rock which is triangular in shape and sort of a triangular prism, but each of the sort of tips of the triangle have been chopped off, you could say. It is a light grey rock. Texture is quite sort of rough, but in general the rock doesn't have many jagged edges. It's quite smooth, aside from the top of it, which is a platform missing. So half of the rock is slightly higher than the other half. Looks to be, maybe, almost like a slate cut. It's quite a sharp cut, but equally it's been weathered. It's been there for a while. There is also some white on the rock mixed in with a grey, and this reminds me of the kind of rock I would find in Wales, around Mount Snowdon. When I sort of look at it, I picture it being the size of a football. Something that you could pick up if you squatted down and really lifted it, but you wouldn't be able to carry it for long, because of its weight. It also reminds me of the sort of thing that someone would have in their garden, to bring nature, or the outer nature, the uncontrollable nature into the controlled garden which they've created. I quite like it. It makes me feel raw. Yeah, it makes me feel raw. I think it would be a nice rock to touch, because it's not sharp, it's very smooth, but the texture of it is something that grounds you. We are so used to touching smooth things, and things that have been controlled, created, but it's just uncontrolled.
It actually has quite a metallic quality to it, with like the reflections and the shininess, but then within the color scheme there is a lot of pastels, which is quite calming, yeah. And like the really broad color range with the greens and some like peachy stone colors, which is really nice. I think the bit of yellow in the top corner is really interesting, that really stands out, and that makes it feel quite contemporary actually, if something like that can be described as contemporary. And actually, the whole like shape of it kind of reminds me of a frog, which is quite comical. Looking at it now, it either looks like a small rock, like a crystal shape, like a quartz or something, but then also it could be a fragment of a really large mountain, like the peak of it. I see lots of speckles and it looks very old and a bit dirty, and then formation of the bottom, but towards the right looks like a pig's trotter or something.
Hard, strong, solid and tough. An igneous, metamorphic or sedimentary. A heavy form. Appearing old and aging. Due to its development of lichen spreading across its surface. Also suggests its harsh and cool environment, as lichen thrives and withstands moisture and temperature. Feeling cool, texture both rough and smooth to the touch. Jagged edges as a result of its natural formation. An unpolished finish and constant confrontation with the elements.